Have you ever met someone who was completely out of touch with reality? I had lived in the same quiet neighborhood for 12 years. I knew everyone on my block. Mrs. Johnson, who watered her roses every morning at exactly 7 a.m., Old Pete, who walked his dog Thunder 3 times a day, and which houses to avoid during HOA meetings. But then, this new guy moved into the house directly across from mine. He knocked on my door the very first day, wearing a full 3-piece suit and tie like he was running for mayor or something. He handed me banana bread and introduced himself as Lance. "Good to meet you, Chief Robinson," he said with this weird, formal handshake. "I'm not Chief Robinson. I'm Mike. I work at Jimmy's auto shop fixing transmissions." But Lance just smiled and walked away before I could correct him. That was just the beginning. Within a week, Lance started doing the strangest things I'd ever seen. Every morning he'd stand in his driveway and wave enthusiastically at absolutely nobody, just waving at empty air like someone was waving back. Then he'd have full conversations with invisible people, talking loud enough that I could hear him through my kitchen window. "Great weather for filming today, isn't it, director?" he'd shout to his mailbox. When the actual mailman showed up, Lance would run over with a clipboard and start taking notes. He called our regular mailman Jerry the script supervisor and kept asking him about today's scenes. Jerry thought it was some kind of joke at first. We all did. But then Lance started explaining to anyone who'd listen that our entire neighborhood was actually a TV show set. According to him, we were all actors in some hidden camera reality show, and he was the star. He claimed there were cameras hidden in every house, every tree, even inside the fire hydrants. When my dog Buddy barked at him one morning, Lance clapped his hands and yelled, "Cut!" He broke character again. "Someone get that dog a treat and a union card." It would have been funny if it wasn't getting so weird and uncomfortable. Lance began showing up in people's yards without permission, carrying around this old wooden clapperboard like movie directors use. He'd position himself in front of someone's house, snap the board shut, and yell, "Take 2," right in their faces. He rearranged Mrs. Johnson's patio furniture one Tuesday, claiming the set design looked too amateur for primetime television. When she caught him, he handed her a fake business card that said "Set Designer" and told her not to worry about the continuity errors. The breaking point came when Lance decided my neighbor Kevin's blue Honda was ruining the visual storytelling. I woke up Saturday morning to find Lance in Kevin's driveway with a can of red spray paint, giving the car a complete makeover. Kevin called the cops, but Lance had his usual explanation ready. "I'm method acting, officer. This is psychological drama at its finest." The police took a report but couldn't really arrest someone for being weird. Lance hadn't technically committed any major crimes yet, just property damage and trespassing, which Kevin decided not to press charges for since Lance offered to pay for the car repairs. But Lance's behavior kept escalating. He started directing kids playing in the street, shouting instructions through a plastic megaphone he'd bought somewhere. He told them their performances needed more emotion and their bicycle scenes lacked proper motivation. Parents stopped letting their kids play outside. People started staying inside their houses. Packages went missing from doorsteps, only to turn up days later with fake Prop Deep Tea stickers slapped on them and completely ridiculous shipping labels. The final straw happened at my cousin's wedding reception at the community center down the street. Lance showed up dressed like a Roman gladiator with a plastic sword and everything. He marched right into the middle of the ceremony, interrupting the vows by shouting, "Plot twist!" at the top of his lungs. Then he tried to carry the bride out over his shoulder like it was some kind of stage production. She pepper sprayed him directly in the face, and he went down hard. This time, the police took him seriously. They brought Lance in for a psychiatric evaluation, and that's when his sister drove up from 2 states away. She explained everything to the whole neighborhood the next day. Lance had suffered a complete mental breakdown after losing his job and going through a nasty divorce. The stress had triggered some kind of psychotic episode where he genuinely believed he was living inside a reality TV show like The Truman Show. In his mind, we were all paid actors, and he was the main character everyone was watching. His sister got him into a treatment facility about an hour outside town. I actually drove over to visit him a few weeks later.